Geostorm is a movie I decided to skip out on when it was released in theaters. It was just a movie that looked very meh. It was panned by critics, but when I came across it at Big Lots on clearance for $1.25 with a 20% off coupon, and considering that I do like disaster movies, well, why not? Actually, I still haven't even yet opened this, so enjoy this unboxing. The film stars Gerard Butler, and outside of like a couple movies, most everything he's in kind of falls into like the mid to bad category, and that's kind of where Geostorm lands, kind of. The film follows Butler's character Jake, who's a super genius who helps design Dutch Boy. See, in the future, or now past 2019, the climate has changed so drastically that more and more devastating storms have been affecting the world. The Dutch Boy system uses complex satellites to control the weather and help reduce those natural disasters. After Jake gets fired for his uncontrollable mouth by his little brother, 3 years go by and some really nasty natural disasters start happening again as the US is about to turn over the control of Dutch Boy. See, the world is helping out with Dutch Boy, coming together as like one people, so it turns from hand to hand. With problems happening under the US watch, the only man that can fix Dutch Boy, of course, is Gerard Butler. Once up in space, a large conspiracy starts to unravel, which turns this natty disaster movie into an espionage thriller that honestly went a long way in helping set it apart from the million of disaster movies out there. Really, this is a mystery movie with a disaster as a background, and it's a lot of pulpy schlock that's easy to gulp down a few beers and some extra buttery popcorn. You're not going to go into this movie expecting the film to do any more than try to be a spectacle despite some hilarious bad CGI that kind of adds to its charm. Rather than a big blockbuster roller coaster ride like The Avengers or Inception, this is more of a top shelf sci-fi original film. This is like one of those really fun rides at a carnival while you're not sure if it's going to break or part or not, and that's kind of part of the enjoyment. The film is predictable, but it takes some fun approaches to that predictability. It's willing to lean somewhat into its own absurdity that adds to some of the fun of the viewing, despite trying to lose you in the weeds of its nonsense science that the film is trying to present as plausible, and despite how big the film is trying to be while looking cheap, from bad CG or green screen to this weird soft looks in the cinematography, but it all comes together in a way that really kind of shouldn't be as appetizing as it is. Kind of like a fillet of fish. It might be one of the worst sandwiches in the world, but I can't get enough of it because it just all works together in this kind of weird, gross way, and that's kind of how I feel about Geostorm. This is, don't get me wrong, a bad movie, but I think it's because it's not aware of how bad it actually is, mixed with some genuine moments of fun disaster spectacle, that it really becomes a fun way to spend an hour and 50 with some equally unhealthy junk food that I'm giving this one a 5 out of 10, but like a fun 5 out of 10.